for Francis Bacon. It was all about sensation for him. And of course, the figure. The figure not as something represented, but as something sensed. Sensuous flesh provoking, pricking, arousing the senses. Encircled, deformed, deforming the space around it, inwardly and outwardly. I think these figures became companions to him in the early hours, voices casting vague thoughts over his eyes, telling him what to do and how to do it. Not a moment of hesitation existed in him. It was all calculated, despite the chaos around him. Every movement, every gaze, every force rendered deliberate, rapid, permanent, fugacious, and habitual vitality emerged from deep inside his body around the same time every night, unrelentingly making its way onto the surface, that other place he inhabited, naked, alone from the others of this world, embraced, no doubt, by his companions of the early hours. What impenetrability, what fullness, what sort of desperation made him spill his viscera over and over himself. On he went, once and again, on and on, attempt after attempt, surface after surface, untamed canvas. Besides sensation, movement was also on the other side of his eyes. Movement that could only be captured by another movement, deliberate and fugacious again. This movement of sensation ended up drowning him in his own stream of exertion, only to come up again to the surface, having conquered his own desires. What he left us was not violence, nor entropy, nothing secretly said or overtly exposed, but forces simply rendered, flaws and virtues of the ordinary, ghosts incarnated, made of flesh, by the deformation of their predicaments, by their lack of visibility, by their spectral corporeality. It was never the horror that caught his gaze, nor the nausea, but the scream that emerged from the crust glued to the skin, stuck to the flesh. The scream that inhabits us all, and that impatiently welcomes us to the other side of the day, every day, on the verge of dreaming. Rhythm is the division of change, the measurement of change in terms of the intentional and non-intentional emergence of space and time, the interpenetration of changes, the interaction of changes, the exploration of changes. In its purest form, it is change itself, its manifestation, and the very notion of change as virtuality. Time is change, space. Thus, rhythm is time, is space. Reading, sitting and standing, walking, looking at how the light passes between trees and flowers when walking or running. contemplation, prayer, breathing, kissing, sipping coffee in the afternoon, in the morning, writing, typing, tapping on a surface, the sound of traffic, birds, birds flying, birds doing bird things, bird song, another bird thing, bird song against bird song, bird counterpoint. The refrigerator going on and off, the clock ticking when I hear it, eating, sipping coffee again at night, conversation, inner conversation, the words and the split seconds between words in speech, bubbles, the light from a light bulb, the twinkling of stars, the slow becoming of the stars' light into darkness, thinking, a handshake, dogs barking, dogs doing dog things, the on and off of foam in the river ripples, in the sea waves, drop after drop, the rain, a thunderstorm, clouds passing, snow falling, letter after letter, a word after word, a sentence, an utterance, a barren landscape, woodblocks cracking in the fireplace, flowers shivering with the air, heartbeat, heart cells need each other but not together, heart cells together, noises here and there in the background, body against body in the midst of lovemaking, a mother's voice at the tip of a lullaby, mourning, gesture, repetition, order, chaos, evaporation, aging, metamorphosis, remembrances, remembering, silence, meditation, meditating, constructing, deconstructing. Sound is a permanent unbroken continuum, and silence is part of that continuum too. What happens when we invade that space of sound, of silence, with a movement? As a body encounters the space it displaces, the movement of an utterance, the movement of a song, of noises here and there. What happens in that displacement is rhythm. And the resulting dance, the miracle of sound mutating into silence, into sound, is rhythm too. Pure, unstoppable, deliberate, unfathomable, and unintentional. Rhythm is invisible, inaudible, untouchable, ungraspable. It is void and replete. It never goes away. It is time, is space. It is time in space.